Hello. We're gonna get back to work here on Dashkin after all the exciting things today, like mowing my lawn. We're gonna get back to actually doing some real work. So I asked people earlier what exactly they might want me to work on first. Give them a list of rigging up the cameras, test obstacles, playing the proper animations when moving, and maybe actually setting up a proper logic controller for our agents. And the consensus was there was no consensus. So we're gonna go with what Adam's been complaining to me about, which is we need to get basically the correct camera figured out for our game. We need to get stuff looking right. At least that's the plan. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to get two cameras into the scene. Right now we have an orthographic camera, which is just a flat 2D projection. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get a 3D camera behind it. So what we want to do is we kind of want to have two scenes. We want to have one kind of on rails thing that's just the 2D stuff, all the foreground and all that. And then we're going to want to have like another rail behind it. And that's going to be this like background rail which has all the background stuff. And it should be a 3D camera. So basically what we want to do is we probably want to make a new level. Basically this level that we've got right now is this prototype movement test, and it's pretty good for being a movement test, so why don't we just duplicate it, and let's call this one camera test. So yeah, you just right click, duplicate, and all that fun stuff, and then we'll get it added to source control. And let's go switch over to camera test. So we're over in camera test. It's just getting all angry at us. Alright, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete a whole bunch of crap. So delete is like control click. So we're just getting rid of stuff we don't need here. So let's see, what is the scale in X? It's 0.8. Oh, should we change that to like 0.5? Yeah, okay, so we've got, I'm basically just gonna put together a very, very simple sort of thing here, where we got a flat surface. Alright, that's looking alright. Okay, so we got that. Let's make sure we're actually on ground level. Alright, let's spawn in. And yeah, so basically what we're seeing right here is there's just really nothing going on. And we're gonna get rid of that little fat sack guy. I mean, he's cool and all, but it's not a big deal. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some stuff in the foreground real quick. So I think Adam was just dragging stuff in from his materials stuff. So why don't we just take a look at what he's got. He's got some sprites here for like trees and all the rest. So why don't we get some foreground objects going on here. Like just a bush. Yeah, like just a bush. And the point that we're kind of just making some basic stuff here. Can I not travel through the bush? The bush has got collision on it. I can colliding with the bush. All right. So why don't we put these a little bit back, kind of like that. Let's make sure we can just walk right past them. Yeah. And why don't we do a couple things like we'll put them at 100, and we'll copy paste. I said copy paste, not copy don't paste. And why don't we put it at negative 100? See what this looks like. So we can kind of walk past our bushes here, and we're just gonna throw. We're basically just making a little test scene. Nothing too fancy, just some basics. And really what we're doing is we're just making a very small scene that we can run along, and when we run along it, the idea is we can just see how things look, and with some foreground objects, some background objects, and with the two cameras. And maybe we need 3 cameras. Maybe we need a 2D camera for the actual plane where we're moving. Maybe we need a 3D camera in the background, and maybe we also need like a 3D camera in the foreground. These sky spheres, we need to get rid of all of them except for one. We just have the sheets there, so let's take a look at it. Yeah, we're just running through the bushes. It'll at least give us a sense of motion while we're moving around. Let's see, some trees. Just throwing a bunch of crap around. Adam will probably look at this and be like, "This is awful, this is the worst thing." Be like, "Yeah, I know. I don't care. It's not a t-shirt with Comic Sans on it, so you can't complain." So yeah, we're almost finished with our first level. It's going to be the best level that we've ever made, or anybody has ever made, for that matter, in the entire universe. Located in this basement. Alright, so pretty simple. Those are all in the background. So we're kind of running by with these things in the foreground. We kind of poke our head out. It's nothing too crazy. Let's make sure to save that. And should we also set our editor default startup to that level? You might want to, because we're going to be iterating back and forth real quick with a bunch of Unreal stuff, and I don't want to have to load up the level every single time. Yeah, let's see exactly what we got here. So let's make sure that we actually got what we want. I think we do. Yeah, so now we're loading up here to start with. So now kind of what do we want? I think what we should do is we should figure out... Oh man, I'm screwing around with this mic. I think we should make a very small kind of a background scene here. So we've got kind of this track here with our 2D on rails thing. And what we want to do is we want to actually get like our 3D world, our 3D stuff set up. So why don't we get a 3D camera and let's kind of figure out what we'd like it to look at. And what we're going to do is hopefully like set our orthographic camera's far plane to something pretty small. So it's only grabbing stuff in like, you know, the first little bits here, and then our 3D camera is going to get the rest. So let's put some mountains in the background, right? We got mountains. So if we look through our 3D camera here, we can't even see the frickin' mountain. Oh Jesus, God, 2D stuff just. Let's put this at 10,000, just so we can remember where it is. Let's put this at 7,000. All right, this will have to go at 10,000. It's really hard to see exactly where everything is when it's frickin' two-dimensional. So if we look through this camera real quick, we can see that the camera is very small, so we're going to pin that preview here. That way we can just kind of mess with stuff. Let's put the scale at like 20. Oh wow, yeah, that's gigantic. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. Is we kind of want one of these big open things, and then if we move this camera, you know, we can move it at the same speed as the other camera, and we'll be able to match it up properly. So why don't we throw this at 0, 0, or where are we putting this camera? Yeah, we should. Where is this? Negative 200? So negative 1,000. That's really far back there. But if we move this camera, that's kind of what I think we want to see, is this perspective camera looking proper. So I do, this is 24,000? Yeah. Okay. And let's actually throw another mountain thing on here. Let's take a look. What is this? Yeah, you can see exactly what happens with sprite clipping. Gosh, you can't even like, just look at that. The it's obviously in front, but it gets clipped out for some reason. I wonder why that is. Some sort of Z fighting issue. Yeah, wow, that's pretty nuts looking. Yeah, this is what it looks like without any perspective in there. And what we want is the background to actually look like this kind of camera actor in the bottom right here. Because what we want to be able to do is just take this camera and we can kind of move it. As you can see, the this mountain here, we want it to actually be like a lot closer. Like super close. Now I wonder exactly how this sorting method is actually... I wonder how the sorting is working with these things. Because I would totally expect this sprite here to be in front of this camera. Yeah, so if we take a look through this camera real quick, if we move this camera, we can see that like the waterfall in the background should we should be able to see it through the hills, and it should look like super frickin' boss as hell. Let me just take a look real quick on the... Is it something with the camera itself? Like, I don't know why these sprites, Paper 2D sprites, Z sorting is not working properly. It's like a material, maybe? Translucent unlit sprite material Let's. Oh. Oh God. What have we done? So what is this? Translucent sprite material. I am not super sure about how all this crap works. Blend mode, translucent, preview, blah. Default sprite material? What does it do? Basically, it's a pixel depth offset? I mean, it just takes all the things. Let's see. Translucency, self-shadowing, forward shading. I don't see anything in here. Fraction, base color, roughness. Let's see if is there any depth? Sample scene depth, depth fade, pixel depth. Don't see anything. See if there's anything in the rendering. Render in main pass. Uses occluder, render scene. Bound scale. I have absolutely no idea what we can do about the... I mean, maybe it's a problem because it's a sprite and the sprites are like not quads and we need like a quad in there or something else. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, let's take a look. I'm reading a few things online. So, in materials, in the actual thing itself. So let's find it. And we've got these 3D physics and all these things. Pivot mode, center. Is there some sort of rendering option for... It's in project settings, rendering, translucency, sort policy, sort along axis. So it should be like editor, project settings, engine. Rendering, translucency, rendering. Translucency, sort by distance, sort along axis. Rendering sort axis. We should be rendering the, I think, the x-axis. I think it's just 1.0 with that. So see if that does it. It's kind of weird that it's a project setting, but it looks like that's done it. Like I can see the camera. It's looking proper now. Okay, cool. So got that set up. Let's make sure it's all saved. Okay, cool. Oh, you can see those trees are now flapping with the sprites that are right next to them, because they're on the same. They're translucent and they have the exact same y coordinates. So I wonder. Yeah, basically what we want to do is just grab all of these trees of the same type. Just move them a little bit back. Easy enough, right? Awesome. Okay, cool. So now we need to figure out exactly what the heck we're doing. So let's see. I need to figure out exactly what the heck all this means. So what I need to set up is I need to set up this orthographic camera to have basically we need an ortho far plane clip, and it needs to be pretty short. I think we're basically going to clip the far plane at like something like 11,000 or whatever. Yeah, it looks like the X is 1,000, so we should put the far plane clip of our orthographic camera at 10,000. So let's go do that. I've got the orthographic camera actually set up in code, which probably isn't the best. I should be, throwing it about into data, which we'll data drive things later, when we know what the frick we're doing. Which means we're never going to do it, to be honest. Alright, so it's our player proxy which has the camera on it, because the player proxy actor. Yeah. So let's see, what is this? This is the orthographic. Yeah, M camera settings, orthographic. Should be ortho far clip plane. So we need to go like camera.h. Stop it. What the hell is wrong with the Visual Studio? And this is not the right camera. What are you anyway? Let's just close a whole bunch of crap right now. So we need player proxy actor. Is it a U camera? M camera, U camera component. Yeah, let's just Google that real quick and see what we've got on U camera component. So, let's see, we need to set the far clip. If we set the blend mode, Doesn't really have much, does it? Where the heck are the camera settings? Yeah, they're set ortho width. Yeah, like what is this? This camera component documentation, like ortho width, just isn't even here, but we've got it right here on camera component.h. So I don't know. A lot of the time, Unreal 4's online documentation is very good. Apparently, sometimes it's also not very good. Alright, so we're gonna do our G ortho camera far clip distance over in static global land, and we're gonna set that to 10,000. So it's just gonna be M camera set ortho far clip plane, and we're just gonna say far clip distance. Let's make sure to check out our files. Hooray, Perforce, hooray, version control. Hey, I'm not actually dropping connections anymore. I have no explanation as to why that is. We're having some awful trouble with SSL with our Perforce server this past 48 hours, where just like every 5 minutes we're losing our SSL connection to it, which sucks. Because I get a little prompt that says, hey, you lost connection. You want to reconnect? I'm like, yeah, just frickin' reconnect already. I blame Comcast. I blame Comcast for a lot of things. I'm like, damn, Comcast, why'd you break my lawnmower? Call them up. I don't really like that, but I'm a business class customer, so like they have to listen to me anyway, and I'm just like, complaining about stuff, and I'm like, thank you for listening. And then I hang up. Because Comcast normal customer service sucks, but Comcast business customer service is amazing. Because you're a business person. It's all good. Alright, so let's boot up our camera here. So our camera far clip mode should be set, our ortho far clip should be set properly, so we shouldn't see those mountains on our camera to begin with. And I want to see what that looks like. Yeah, so as we expected, basically our orthographic camera can't see anything. Like, you know, there's mountains back there, but we can't see them. And we also cannot see the skybox, which is excellent. That's exactly what we want to have. So now what I've got to do is I've got to figure out, like, well, there's a couple things. So basically, to get this to work properly, as far as I understand, this is how other graphics work, is we've got one camera that is basically rendering out our scene for orthographic land, and that's like, this drawing sucks. Why do I suck at drawing? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm an engineer. So you have this one camera that's looking at like this pretty background. It's got like hills and, you know, the nice little waterfall and all the rest. And then we've also got this kind of 2D static foreground shot with, you know, it's got our little dude here. And basically how the rendering process works is we want to take we we want to take this picture that got rendered out of this nice little background scene, and we want to shunt it in behind the 2D scene. So basically, for rendering, we want to render the background, and then we to our render target to our actual screen, and then over that we want to draw our 2D scene. So we want to do like a render pass for the first camera, and then we want to do a render pass on the second camera. I have absolutely no idea in hell how to do that in Unreal, so I'm not sure exactly. I know how to do it in other things, like I got it set up in Unity and some other crap like that, and you're just like, oh yeah, just hook up another camera and render pass. So we're going to figure out exactly how the hell to do that today. So let's see, Unreal for multiple cameras. Rendering. Let's see, using multiple cameras in Unreal 4. Alright, adding a matinee camera, props, no. What is this? This is matinees and cinematics. No, I don't want a cinematic. I want to render for multiple cameras. So, what's this gonna be called? This would be like rendering a single scene with multiple cameras. Unreal? So we're just gonna Google all the things while nothing happens on screen. Yeah, rendering 2 cameras and 1 frame buffer. What is this? Sorry, but the question was deleted. What? But that's my question. I just need to know how to use 2 cameras. I like how I'm searching for Unreal and I get Unity as the frickin' results. Alright, let's see. Multiple cameras. Cameras on single screen. Unreal 4. So let me see. These people are. Yeah, I'm just looking up stuff online. It's like in 2004, somebody was like create main UI. They're like creating a viewport client and initializing it, setting like the rules on all the things. I mean, basically, what I want is a render target. I just don't know where the hell in Unreal 4 all this stuff even exists. So, like, I don't know, are there settings in a camera that I can actually screw around with? Like, camera component, right. So, field of view, post-process settings. Auto player activation. So yeah, I guess the question is, set up attachment to scene component, set ortho width. So we're setting our view target. Is this a new actor to set as the view target? Parameters used for controlling the transition. So, okay, we've got a view target. Is that? Is the view target actually the thing that controls exactly what we've got going on here? So if we like have multiple cameras, the view target is like rendering it through that single camera. So we need like the player proxy to actually have this camera on it for viewing all the things in perspective. I mean, we could try attaching another camera. I mean, basically what we could do is have the same scene there, have a second camera, so we have like class M, like let's make it the perp camera. And let's create a second camera at the bottom. So it's gonna be like create the perspective camera. So the perspective camera is this one, and we'll call it perp camera component. And we're just going to strain aspect ratio true. Yeah, let's just set up. It's not going to be an orthographic camera though, so we're not doing any of that stuff. Camera projection mode. What are our options for camera projection mode? Perspective or orthographic? Well, we want perspective. Set up attachment. Scene component. Well, that's fine. Let's also take a look at camera component. Let's see, there's like set. Is there a near clip? I mean, what I want here is I want to be able to set the near plane of this thing, but it's not. I'm not seeing really what I want. Like, we have an ortho clip plane, but I don't see a near or a far plane for the camera. Ignored in orthographic mode. Yeah, let's see if there's just like set near clip plane perspective camera. Unreal. Camera near plane clipping. Currently this is not possible. What? Thanks a lot. Hi Marcus. In the engine.ini, near clip plane is set. What in the hell? Oh, this is just stupid. Okay, so we have to... The near clip plane for our camera can only be set in like project properties? It's project settings, engine, general settings, settings? Can't I change the frickin' camera? Like, this seems stupid. Like, it's a frickin' camera. Shouldn't I just be able to set what I want it to be? Post-process blend weight. Yeah, let's just set these both to like 0.5 and just like see what the hell happens. Maybe they both get rendered, you know? Like we're setting our aspect ratio. I'll see what happens. I have absolutely no idea what this will do. I'm not super happy about the near clip plane stuff there. I would have expected it to be much easier, like, hey, here's a camera object. Okay, set near clip plane. How the hell isn't it here? You know? Maybe we're supposed to do that inside of some material shaders. Well, I am not all up and up on all the Unreal stuff. We've only been working on Unreal for a couple months now. Perp camera is an old pointer. Am I not? Is it not letting us make a second camera? Create default object. Setup camera field of view is getting called. Oh, it's getting called too soon. We need to set up camera field of view after we initialize all of our things. That makes sense. So we're trying to set up multiple cameras so that we can have a nice background camera going on here while we're running through our level. That's the plan, at least. I don't know how to do any of it, so we're figuring it out. And at the moment, we're just throwing rocks into the darkness. Hello, Ishu. Good afternoon. It is 6:30 over here on the West Coast, and we are trying to figure out basically, like if you see this camera down here, and you see if I move it kind of to the left and right, you can see that the waterfall kind of disappears behind the mountain. So what we want to do is we want that to happen. You know, we want that cool looking shot as we run past, right? So we're trying to get that camera in the game. And, you know, this is our orthographic, our orthographic camera. And we want all that black stuff behind us. We want that to be what this background camera can render out. So we're going to figure out how the hell we can do that. Because we've got both cameras, just... well, it'll be interesting, I guess, but I'm not really finding... Like, I've been trying to Google it. It's been like, how the hell do I want multiple cameras. Let's see, is there anything like multiple cameras? Unreal 4? I mean, maybe it's as simple as like split screen Unreal 4. You know, maybe that's kind of what we need. Still not finding it. Still just looking up. Let's see, there are settings for world settings. I mean, there are game mode things. VR ticks, no. Tools for composing a tile wall. Kill Z. Who's this? Any actor falling below this level gets destroyed. No. I am baffled actually. I am very surprised that having multiple, like, that this is any sort of issue. Like, this seems like something that you would just be there. Be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have render targets and this is how you draw the world. Like, what the hell? I mean, basically what I want to do is render. I mean, maybe what I need to be looking at is render targets. You can draw materials into render targets and save those for later. And that's not really what I want. I want to render a frickin' scene into a render target and then combine it with post-processing. I mean, like in Unity, this was super easy. You just get two cameras and then you just tell it in which order to render, and the render pass goes through one camera, and then you can render another to the screen, and you know, that's, there you go, you get a screen buffer and everything. But I'm not fighting this, and I am absolutely stunned that this isn't a thing. Like, it seems just like so stupid. Like, render multiple cameras to single screen. Unreal. Like, there's gotta be